We have a new crisis in our foreign policy, and this one's a big one. Mexico has completely lost its mind and voted for a far, far out Castro wannabe for their presidency. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. He's known in Mexico as AMLO by his initials, AMLO. And he described Castro as a great man. He wants to emulate Hugo Chavez, and he has a 1,500-mile border with the United States. He'd run twice before, and I ran the campaigns that defeated him. But this time he was elected. I was not involved this time. And it is a catastrophe for the United States that our media is not really giving its due accord. Right now, Mexico, of course, is sending a lot of illegal immigrants to the United States, but the government isn't doing it. But under AMLO, there's going to be a conscious effort by the Mexican government to encourage people to move to the United States and vote left and undermine the United States through the electoral process, taking advantage of our porous laws about who can vote. Included in those illegal immigrants are going to be terrorists, drug kingpins, drug dealers, and there will be a conscious effort by AMLO to destabilize the United States through immigration. Commercially, the American firms that moved to Mexico and the wealthy Americans that did are facing expropriation or nationalization of their property, their factories, their possessions. No leftist regime says that at the outset, but clearly that's where AMLO is headed. And there is an emerging anti-American coalition in South America that has been looking for a leader ever since Castro first became sick and then died. It consists of Cuba, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Venezuela, and Bolivia, and Ecuador was part of it, but it seems to be returning to normal. And now Mexico is joining that group and will be its clear leader. And you can count on leftist revolutions spreading all over South America. This is an absolute fiasco for American foreign policy. Now, in the U.S., the blame game is going to start. And just as Nixon ran in the 50s on the slogan of "Who lost China?" So the Democrats are going to trumpet that Trump lost Mexico, that his anti-Mexican rhetoric, his talk about immigration, his advocacy of a border wall, all contributed, they're going to say, to AMLO's election. That would be totally untrue. It would be complete fabrication. It had nothing to do with it. The fact is that the reason AMLO was elected was that the long-time governing party was so totally and horribly corrupt in this last administration that nobody would vote for it. And the reformist administration before that, the PAN, which was conservative, led the drug war, and 130,000 Mexicans died in a country a third the size of the United States. And because of the war discrediting PAN and the corruption discrediting the PRI, AMLO's party, called Moreno, which means brown, was the only party left. But this is a real disaster in American foreign policy and a new phony issue for the Democrats, as if they needed one. Thanks for watching.